It's the kind of winter's day where the wind is tapping gently at the windows and the light is soft, the kind that makes you want to stay close to home. I didn't set out to film a full recipe tutorial today. I just knew I wanted to bake something. I wanted that quiet hum of the oven, the rhythm of kneading dough, and the smell of cinnamon drifting through the house. My toddler's been wandering in and out of the kitchen, curious here and there, but mostly doing his own thing, and that's become the rhythm of our days lately. Less structure and more flow. I've been leaning into the kind of baking that feels simple but nourishing, like this blend of spelt and white bread flour. The spelt adds a deeper flavour and a little extra fibre, and it's one of those ancient grains that's often easier to digest. Paired with white bread flour, it gives the loaf a soft crumb that still feels substantial, something we can slice for breakfast or tear apart with warm soup on cold days. I start by measuring out the flour, yeast, salt, and then oil and warm water into my bowl. I'm trying to mix my dough by hand a lot more these days so that my toddler can see me working rhythmically. It is super convenient to use the mixer, and I'm not against that at all if I'm trying to whip something up quickly. But here I'm showing him how to knead the dough and how long it actually takes if you do it by hand. It's also great exercise for me and enjoyable, very therapeutic. I used to feel like I had to fill every moment with activity. That if I wasn't guiding my toddler through something purposeful, I was missing a teaching opportunity. But this season, this quiet wintry season, is teaching me something different. He learns just by being near me. I've started doing more of my work with him nearby rather than stopping everything for his attention or entertainment. Like today. I'm making a batch of our everyday bread, white and spelt flour, and I doubled the dough so we could turn half of it into scrolls later on. And while I knead, he plays with his toys in the other room, or he comes in and he participates as well. There's no rush to move on to the next thing. We're here for this moment. We've been leaning more into rhythm over routine. Waldorf education talks about the power of imitation, how children take in the mood of the adult, the tone of the home, the unspoken language of presence. And so I try to hold that in mind. I tidy gently, I prepare meals slowly, I try to do things by hand, and I try not to rush him or myself. It's not always easy, but on days like this, when I stop trying to manage every second, I notice how much more grounded we both are. Sometimes he comes to knead the dough with me, pressing with his little palms, watching how I fold and turn, and other times he just sits nearby watching, playing with his toys. And both are enough. After the dough has had its bulk rise, I then split it into the two portions. So one is going to be rolled and folded into a loaf to make just a standard loaf of bread that we can eat later. And the other is going to be used to make winter flavoured cinnamon scrolls. I'm not new to bread making, but I do seem to be trying lots of different techniques rather than sticking to one. I have a sourdough starter that I love, and I really enjoy making sourdough. However, I've noticed that making a white loaf with instant yeast is also really satisfying, being able to see it made in the same day. The scrolls are where the winter flavours really come in. I've used coconut sugar, which has that rich, almost caramel taste without being overly sweet, and cinnamon, mixed spice, and I'm going to glaze it with a little orange later on. They just belong in the kitchen this time of year. The glaze is simple and seasonal, a little orange juice and zest for brightness, some honey for that soft golden sweetness, and then coconut cream and a spoon of tahini. It adds creaminess, healthy fats, and that slight earthiness I really love in winter baking. It's not perfect, but it's real food, made slowly, in rhythm with the season, and that's enough. I decided to make this batch into two separate rolls of scrolls so that they are small. Obviously everything I make is suitable for a toddler, unless it's something I can cut in half, but I always have that in mind. So if you're making these, you wouldn't need to make them so small if you have bigger children. You could make one big roll and then slice that up for bigger scrolls. While the scrolls bake, my toddler's in the other room with his little broom and he gets lost in play. I make myself a cup of tea and I sit for a moment. There's something deeply nourishing about these pauses, about letting time unfold rather than trying to squeeze it into blocks of productivity. This winter, I'm really trying to give us both more space. Not just physical space, but time space. Spaciousness to breathe, to move slowly, to do one thing at a time. To the bowl that I mixed the butter, cinnamon and coconut sugar, I'm simply reusing it because I think that buttery goodness will only help the glaze. I add some tahini, some coconut cream, a little honey and some orange zest and juice. Ooh, and don't forget a spoon of cinnamon as well. It's really eyeballing it to make it look like the right thickness, and I'm going to add a little hot water to loosen it if needed. I've started making double batches of almost everything, partly because we all seem to eat more in the winter, but also because it makes future days much easier. When I bake like this, I feel like I'm building a little memory for him and for me. The smell of cinnamon, the sound of the wooden spoon scraping the bowl, the rhythm of doing something we love. When the scrolls come out of the oven, he's right there, of course. We sit at the table and tear one open, the glazes melting just slightly into the warm folds. I think these are the moments that matter most, not because they're picture perfect, but because they're real. A simple day, a loaf of bread, a batch of scrolls, and the quiet joy of being alongside each other. Not always entertaining, not always instructing, just living side by side. I hope this little window into our rhythm brought a bit of warmth to your day too. If this slower way of moving through the day resonates with you, baking while your little one plays nearby, letting rhythm guide your home, you might enjoy the family flow kit I've created. There's a free version to get you started and a deeper guide if you're ready to bring more calm and connection into your daily rhythm. You'll find both linked below. The full recipes for today's bread and winter scrolls are up on the blog, along with lots of toddler-friendly seasonal ideas. I've left those links in the description too. And if you found something comforting or inspiring in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help more mums find this kind of gentle content. Thanks for being here with us in this quiet rhythm of winter. See you next time, friends.